This back and forth all comes ahead of Wednesday's deadline for a peace deal that we've been talking about. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, Laura, the big question is how much of a gap is there between what Iran wants, what the U.S. wants, and ultimately what they are both demanding and what they will give up in order to reach a long-term agreement here. We're seeing signs of de-escalation in the Middle East, but a ceasefire, as we know, is always incredibly fragile. President Trump spoke last night at a rally in Phoenix and then again just this morning, saying that Iran has essentially agreed to suspend its nuclear program, adding that a deal could come very soon. In fact, Iran has just reclosed the Strait of Hormuz. So essentially, they have not confirmed that a deal is in the works. They said yesterday they were reopening the Strait of Hormuz to commercial vessels, but today they reportedly fired on 2 ships in an effort to get them to turn around. This all comes after President Trump said that the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports will remain in place until they can come up with a deal. U.S. officials say that multiple vessels have been turned around as enforcement and diplomatic pressure on Iran continues. There's still no confirmed date, Laura, of another round of talks. And, here regional officials say that that meeting will really depend on what happens in this ceasefire, if the ceasefire holds. We also know that some 10,000 troops are en route here to the Middle East.
All right. And Jessica, negotiations between the U.S. and Iran are obviously contingent on what's happening in Lebanon. So tell us what you know about the situation there this morning.
Well, right now, that 10-day ceasefire is holding, again, for now. Thousands of displaced civilians are starting to make their way back to southern Lebanon, despite warnings that perhaps this ceasefire may not stick. Millions have been displaced. Some are sheltering still in Beirut. They're staying in schools that have been turned into shelter. Some of them are living in their cars. President Trump, we know, has invited Israeli and Lebanese officials to the White House, calling it a chance for the first meaningful talks in decades. The last time the two have sat down together to discuss anything was back in 1983, Laura. But again, just a very tragic situation all around, and every ceasefire, both ceasefires here, extremely volatile.
NewsNation's Jessica Cartalia live in Doha. Thank you very much. Stay safe. All of this comes as President Trump stands firm, saying Iran cannot blackmail America.
The leaders, they have known nothing. Actually, their leaders it is regime change. You call that enforced regime change. But we're talking to them. They wanted to close up the strait again, as they've been doing for years. And they can't blackmail us.
All right, let's get you to Washington now. Joining me now is thehill.com Zach Schoenfeld. What's the latest there?
Hey, Laura, I want to start with those comments that we heard from the president this morning in the Oval Office. This was an event on his new psychedelics executive order, but you heard it there in the clip. There was a moment where he touched on this conflict in Iran, reacting to this news that Iran has reclosed the Strait of Hormuz, saying they, quote, got a little cute. And then you heard it there in the clip, the president saying that Iran cannot blackmail us. So President Trump still sounding confident on this U.S. blockade, giving no sign that there are any plans to shift the current posture. And this also comes as we're getting some breaking news this morning from the military. U.S. Central Command says that it has now turned around a total of 23 ships since this blockade began. So these are not just words coming from the president. This blockade is in full force on the ground. But now, meanwhile, Laura, as we've been talking about, now the attention is shifting to this Wednesday. That is the deadline for that end of the 2-week ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. And as you were just talking about with Jessica, there's still a lot of continued questions as of this hour as to what happens next. Will the president extend that deadline? Will he let it expire? Or is there any chance for a peace deal before then? Now, we did hear a little bit from the president at this event, saying that the talks are going well. But other than that, he declined to take reporters' questions on the war, instead sticking to this executive order he signed. But that being said, NewsNation's Kelly Meyer was aboard Air Force One last night, where she asked the president that exact question of what happens next after Wednesday. Take a listen.
If you don't have a deal by Wednesday when the ceasefire ends, will you extend the ceasefire or will
I
you
don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I won't extend it.
Okay.
But the blockade is going to remain. But maybe I won't extend it. So you have a blockade. And unfortunately, we'll have to start dropping bombs again.
A lot of questions at this hour, Laura, and you heard it there from the president himself. He doesn't even know at this point. Laura?
All right. We never know what's going to happen next. Zach Schoenfeld live from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.